Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I would like to welcome everyone to the May Town Council meeting. I'll start out with roll call. Jason Little, absent. Patricia Ball.
Here.
Kevin Burke.
Here.
Michael Johannes.
Here.
Ryan Warren.
Here.
Also present clerk treasurer Jane Lindsay and attorney Kevin Patmore, along with department heads.
Okay. If I could have approval for the minutes from last month for April 13th.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from last month.
Second. Have a first and second from Trish and Mike to approve the minutes as written for April 13th, 2026. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Let it be known it passes 4-0.
And there's a second set of minutes too from 420.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from 4/20/26.
Second.
Have the first from Mike and a second from Brian. To approve the minutes from April 20th, 2026 as written. Any other comments on them? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Let it be known it passes 4-0. Okay, next we have any public that would like to speak that's not on the agenda for tonight? If not, we're going to move on to comments from the council. Just want to remind everybody our holiday season's starting up for the summer. Holiday World opened this past weekend, and they will be proceeding on, I think, Lake Rudolph in a week or two. They'll be opening up, so we'll be having a little bit more people coming into our community. Keep in mind, the ball fields are been busy, with people playing baseball or soccer, not soccer anymore.
Yeah, soccer's
Okay, soccer's still going on, and the girls softball, so just be aware when we drive through the park down there with kids darting in and out, and their bicycles. Anybody else have anything they'd like to talk about? Okay. The other thing, I want to also thank the public for voting in our election last week, and so appreciate that where it moves on. Next we got the reports, fire department.
You got my monthly report for the month of April. We had a total of 20 runs. We had 17 first responder runs. We had a couple of fires. We got called over to Dale a couple of times, and then some smoke alarms going off, and we did investigate a gas odor. This Saturday, we'll have Public Safety Day at Yellow Park from 10 to 1. We'll have some trucks down there. Lifelight will be down there and different things. So. And Saturday, June 27th, will be our barbecue. We'll start at 11 o'clock again, so same thing as always.
I saw Goodar was over.
Started today. They started today.
Started today, good. And, what's an update on the truck that we sold?
What?
Update.
That's what I haven't talked about. I got the bill of sale. I'm gonna give that to Jane. Money, I don't know where Kevin's made out on that.
I think it's all, they got the worst payment system that I've ever seen. It is all set up now, so I think as soon as they get this, they'll put the money in.
So they picked it up last Tuesday. It arrived out there last Thursday. So I've got the title whenever Kevin wants to sign it. If we wanna wait till the money,
I haven't signed it, so we just make it come back. I predict it's gonna be here anytime, so have Jane hold it obviously until, don't fill out the buyer, just in case.
Yeah, so you
Okay.
can,
Need a motion,
No, you've already,
Yeah. That's a little title.
it's an old title.
yeah, they picked it up last Tuesday, semi came, and it arrived out there Thursday, 2 days to Utah. So, and they're tickled to death, so. They used at the college out there for fire training. They're gonna send pictures when it's all re-lettered and everything, so,
Excellent.
yeah. That's all I have. Cool.
We need to make a note, once we see payment for that we got from our insurance.
Yeah, I have the form. All I have to do is delete it, and, Chris Middleton sent me everything, so,
Good.
yeah.
Glad to have it sold
Yeah, and Good
at a
said-
good price.
Yeah, Goodar said they would be done by the end of the week. So,
Okay.
he texted me that
You
today.
got any comments on the fire that we had in our community in the last week or so, or?
Well, they lost everything, so the time we got there, it was already coming out the roof. So, we did ask for Carter, which is, it's automatic mutual aid anytime we have anything. It's double call, so.
We know what started it.
Electrical, I did bring the state in to investigate it, so
Yeah.
they're working on with that. He'll give me a full report.
Okay, the equipment all work okay, the fire hydrants?
We had
all-
trouble with the hydrant on a 5-inch. Dale could not get the cap off. So they ran 2.5 instead of 5-inch. So Russ was out there, Chris was out there, so,
Okay, appreciate the help
Good.
Yeah.
from the other departments on that.
yep. So that's it.
Thank you, Max.
Thanks.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
You have my monthly report. I'll hit the high notes and I'll try not to get into too fine a detail. So we did have the Mental Health Matters Awareness Walk back at the end of April. Good turnout for that. Everything went off without a hitch. Same could be said for Danielle's Dash. I talked with Enos Ranke and they had a record number of registrations. And I think this is the 15th year for it. So
Excellent.
always good to hear. The Land and Water Conservation Fund, this is not on your agenda, but I wanted to give you an update. We did get an update from the state, and they are going to have that grant application program for 2026. Basically, they're gonna do it in even years, and then the odd years, they're gonna reserve those funds for the state parks and things. So we had our pre-application meeting this morning. We've got everything, in a row. And we're going to start working on environmental and historic site assessments as part of our application process. They said there's going to need to be some lead time on those just because the application deadline's August 1st, and sometimes it takes a little bit of time, so they want to make sure that we're at least on the list before we apply for those assessments.
Could you go in a little bit more detail for the press and the other people in the crowd?
The project in general? Yes, so we're going into the first phase of our master plan, which we redid back in the fall, winter of 24-25. Basically, our goal is to update the playground, so complete new surfacing, new equipment, hopefully some sunshades. We're going to be doing some grade work as well. We'll be milling up the parking lot to the north of the playground and getting our grades right and getting our utilities in so that in the future, when funds allow, we can put in a new restroom and concession that we can keep open year-round. It'll be climate controlled. And then we're planning to address the parking along the south side of Ashburn Road. So we'll be extending the curb to make the parking spots longer, paving everything, putting in stormwater management. So we're hoping, it'll kind of depend if we are selected as a state finalist, that'll go on to the feds. So that could push our timeline back a little bit, but if we could get $1 million, we're gonna wait a little bit.
Wait.
So that's the goal. And I think with everything that CHA's provided us and will continue to provide us, we should have no problem meeting those deadlines. And it sounds like we should have a really competitive application. So
Excellent.
yeah.
And for everybody who needs to know, CHA it was Midwest.
They acquired Midwestern Engineers. I guess that was back in the fall, I believe. Or over the winter, one of the two. One other item of note. So I started going through our electrical utilities. I kind of noticed that our bills at the park are quite a bit higher than at the community center. Especially considering we use a quarter of the electricity at the park that we do at the community center. And come to find out that 80% of our bill at the park is demand charges. So basically they have a monthly minimum And if you don't hit that, or this is for commercial accounts, if you don't hit that, then they bill you at 60% of your peak, which for us is like May and September because of the sports lighting. Those lights are anywhere from 20 to 30 years old. They're old metal halides and they just use a lot of electricity. So with that being said, I've talked to Wire Electric about getting us some estimates. We've gotten quotes in the past, but a lot of the larger lighting companies want you to put it on steel poles, and that's the only way they'll warranty them. Well, you're talking well over $500,000 to do the park, which for us just doesn't make a whole lot of sense considering that we really only use them 2 to 3 months out of the year. So Ron's going to get back to me with some estimates, and there are rebates available through Centerpoint, grants. We've also got our special fund, and my hope is that we can year by year start replacing those with LEDs. I think once it's all said and done, obviously based on current year electrical budget, we could probably save anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 a year down there. So, especially with all the property tax changes and everything, every little bit that we can keep in our operating funds is good. So, just wanted to put that on your radar. And then the only other thing I have that will require your approval. So I did get quotes for more of the bridge strips for the trails. So I was only able to find one supplier that had the textured plastic that we already purchased for the park. I also got quotes from 2 companies that make like a raised aluminum, and then I got one after the fact that was for fiberglass strips. So the park board voted to recommend the grip strip, CGS grip strip products in the amount of $5,909. And they were recommending that we use the $5,000 grant award from the County Parks Board with the remaining $909 to come out of the Trails Equipment Fund. So I think you
Now,
guys.
which one is that? The plastic?
The raised plastic. Yep.
Okay.
Isn't that a crazy amount of money for grip strips?
Oh yeah. Well, the fiberglass ones that I got after the fact were well over $30,000. It was
Good
insane.
So much money.
Yeah.
But we got a grant.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and I think for the amount of traffic that we get, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
the plastic will function perfectly fine. So,
Okay,
so
good.
you don't need a motion on that, correct?
I believe we do because you guys oversee the Trails Fund.
Okay.
On the 900, on the 909? Okay. Okay, I make a motion that we approve $909 to be paid from the Trails Equipment Fund for CGS grip strip products for the bridges.
I have a first from Trish and a second from Brian to purchase these grip products. Any other discussion on it? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Or those opposed say nay. Let it be known, passes 4-0. Appreciate that.
All right.
Look out for that stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you,
That's
Zach.
all I've got. Do you all have any questions or anything for me?
No, thanks, Zach.
Thank you. Todd here.
Is Todd?
Todd is not something.
Okay.
He has a health issue with a family member that he is still dealing with.
Okay.
He's unable to come.
Okay.
We have his report. If anybody got any comments, we could email him about questions and that. And if anybody does, just tag everybody in their email so that we all see it.
So the 911 addresses for the new apartment complex have been permitted. Have you guys seen anything going on there yet? Anybody hear anything?
Todd called me this month about it, he said that he was letting me know about how many what kind of permits.
Right.
So I assume they've applied for that.
So okay,
I believe
but
he's reviewing the plans right now.
nothing else is happening with the apartments being built,
Well,
though?
they're getting their permits.
Okay, so that's good. And so we've got the ball rolling.
Yeah,
They did file for.
well, what he called me.
Okay, good,
What he
good.
called me about was, he thinks it might take over a year.
Yeah.
He wanted to know if he should set the period for a building permit to be longer than 1 year. I told him he couldn't do that, it's automatic.
Yes.
They can come in and ask for an extension during
Okay.
the year, and he found that in the grant, like a 6-month extension. So I told him, adapted for free. So, anyway, so yeah, they are in the
Okay.
process because he's issuing the building
Good.
forthwith,
Good.
which means they had to submit their plans and everything else.
Yes, good. Okay.
Okay, anybody else? We move on to our police department with our new chief. Welcome aboard.
So I think you guys should have a copy of the April activity report. And if you guys have any questions for me about that. In mind, most of this stuff took place before I got here, so.
Will you introduce yourself for
Yes.
the crowd?
For anybody that doesn't know, I'm Chris King. I will be the new police chief after James retires in the end of the month, so.
It's good to have you.
Good to be here.
Good.
Was that letter ever signed?
The letter has not been mailed, it was not signed by Jason.
Okay.
And so I did have a conversation about Kevin about whether we were going to
Yeah, I
hold
wanted to,
it or wait for Jason's signature or send it without it.
I wanted to, Chris recommended, and I agree with him, that, he knows, the state police commander at Jasper, and he would like to go talk to him. And what we talked, not without sending a letter, let him take that letter with him. And if he thinks it's necessary to be presented, we will, and if he doesn't, we'll just bring the letter back.
That sound okay, Patmore?
Yeah.
That okay?
All right, Chris?
Yep,
Good.
that works for me.
Okay.
Okay. One other thing I had, James wanted me to ask you guys, was about his sidearm. He said it was, maybe it was mentioned in the meeting before, to where if he retired, that he could purchase that from the department.
We've done it before, haven't we?
Yes.
Yeah, that's been a standard
Okay.
practice.
You know, we
He just wanted me to
agreed-
double check that.
We agreed at, it was voted on at a previous meeting that the old sidearm pieces could be sold once they got the new ones. So I'm assuming he's talking about this piece he's carrying right now,
Yes.
right, his new one. So are we gonna do the same price, or is there a different price for,
Oh, he has a newer,
What price are we,
so the old ones, when we retired the old ones, we allowed the officers to have the option to keep their old handgun at $200 for each, for them if they wanted to purchase their old gun. So, I'm not sure,
are they still Glock 40s? Is that what it is?
No,
Yeah.
so what are the new ones?
no, that's right.
Nines, new ones are nines.
Yeah.
Anybody know what we paid for those? Just out of curiosity?
I don't have that.
I think I've got an invoice in my office I could
We
check.
can, we can.
You could
look and
email us
see.
on that.
Yeah, but we'll have to purchase another one, obviously, if he takes it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So can we base it on a percentage? Like what $200 is a percentage of the old Glock? And then what is the percentage of the new 9? And make that the purchase price?
None of the, I mean, every department, some departments give their police
They
officers
gift them.
whenever they retire, but I don't know, the state board of accounts has never raised an issue about it, because technically it has to follow all the normal selling procedures. I mean, there's no exception in the law for police duty weapons, so I can't give my blessing to any of it from a legal standpoint.
Yes,
You
okay.
could get dinged and audited, I told you the same thing about those other ones.
Mm-hmm,
Technically, you have to go to a competitive process to sell any town property.
I mean, if we've been getting $200.
Yeah, nobody else, the state board of accounts never deemed, I don't think any municipality for even giving their retired
Okay.
police officers. So
so if that's been the norm,
I don't know of any exception in state law that allows you to do that, or even to just set a price. Like I said, normally you have to go through a competitive process, just like any other surplus equipment.
Do we know how old those old guns were?
How old they were?
The other ones, there were some of those were like 15 years old, that's why you bought the new ones, because they were obsolete and
The
dangerous.
ones you're carrying now, or what?
Oh, they're brand new, yeah, these are.
But I-
The ones that they're carrying now are within a year or two, correct?
Okay, so the one James has then
Is
the same
new.
age? Correct.
mm-hmm.
But
Most-
resale value for firearms
Typically, what,
Normal people shoot.
yeah, in the past, when I was at the sheriff's office, whenever we would get new firearms, there's a police supply, weapons store, Keesler's. They would offer you a trade-in price, basically, and they would allow us to buy them for that trade-in price. But like I said, the SOPs down there, I don't know what these are here in Santa Claus, but if you served a term, able to retire, you were just given your firearm, but you guys can
Okay.
do whatever you want to do.
Bone, what model Glocks do we have right now?
We,
17s,
Scott, how much are you selling 17s for?
$550, $600.
600?
Brand, $550, $600.
brand new.
You're $200 for the guns, that's, as much as it's been shot probably, that's not.
I think if we've had a stand, yeah.
I mean, for this situation, it's reasonable.
Law enforcement firearms, everybody would be,
I was-
at least, I have a lot of firearms, I buy them and sell a lot of firearms, I just know a law enforcement weapon.
That's, I think
I shoot 'em
since
so much, I mean, it's not like a normal person.
we've set a standard of 200, I guess we should
I'd just continue with it.
stick with it. Yeah.
Okay, we could have a motion for that?
Motion to sell the used Glock 17 that James has been carrying for $200 if he wishes to purchase it.
Okay, do I have a second from Brian?
Brian got a second.
Okay, any other discussion on this? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Let it be known, it passes 4-0. If he chooses to buy it, I guess he would need to get with Jane, exchange the money and apply the money back to the,
Or we pay for them.
Have you got your firearm yet?
No, I was kind of waiting to see if you guys were going to allow him to take his, then we'd have to.
Yeah.
work on him in place,
So
But
we
I've got
need-
one that I've been carrying, that
Okay.
I've qualified with.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's not a hurry for doing a new one.
All right, good.
so, is that within his budget?
He has equipment that he can purchase and gun out of.
Okay,
Yeah, there's plenty of funds still.
so
So
I would suggest that you start looking for one that meets the department needs.
yeah, I think we'll just get whatever the other guys are carrying. Then we can trade magazines and things, so.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
good.
And Scott, if you want to help him on some advice, go ahead and step in.
I'd say Bone, yeah, I'd say, we've got officer with some experience.
Yeah, but Scott sells them.
I know.
Okay, anything else?
I don't think so.
Need any additional training, any additional things you need?
Things going okay?
No, I think things are going fine. I mean, we're going through the things that we can think of that I need to know as far as passwords and access to different, memberships, like the flock cameras and the ILEA training, being able to put these guys' training in. So, we've got a lot of that done. I hope there's nothing that we missed, but if there is, we can worry about it then.
Yeah.
But we're just kind of going through it as it pops up. So I think things are going pretty smooth so far.
Because James has, what, about,
A week and a
weeks.
half.
Did you ever find out anything about chief school?
As long as I'm registered for it 2 months after I would be sworn in,
Yeah.
I guess like on the 22nd, as long as I'm at
Yeah,
least
no,
registered
yeah.
for the class within 2 months of that.
I
we're
didn't know
fine.
when it was gonna be, if you knew yet.
The next one I don't know about yet.
Yeah, I didn't know.
okay.
Thank you, chief.
And we're still sending the officer to, SR.
Yeah, SRO
Yes.
school.
He's leaving probably in a week or so for his National Guard, which is gonna be 3 weeks this year because he's going to an officer training school. But I think the SRO school is well after that, after he's back from that.
Do we need somebody to cover for him? Will he leave before school's out? Because school's out a week from Friday.
James is gonna cover the schools
Okay.
while he's out, and then, I'll help cover the shortage of him being gone, plus being down an officer. We've got some applications which the
Oh, good, for the
process
position.
closed today, so we'll go through our applications, and we were actually trying to get the new agility course equipment here today, but we had a problem with it fitting into the trailer. They built some things for us, So I think Thursday we'll probably get the stuff to run the agility test, and then we'll schedule that either for this weekend or possibly early next week to get the candidates through that to see if they pass. So
Okay.
hopefully we can fill that position, and then we'll do interviews, and if you guys can sit in on that, if you want some of you for those, that'd be great.
Okay.
All right.
Kevin, if you want to sit on some, you're welcome to sit in some too. So, just let us know.
Okay, we'll get those scheduled.
Any other questions? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming. Next, we got trails.
Good evening, everyone. I trust everyone's well. I'll try to stay on topic tonight, but I keep getting a glint off this white Mustang right here.
Of that,
It's blind.
Yeah, it's distracting. However, before I do get started, I do have one PSA that I would like to make before I get distracted and miss it. If you don't know, Red Alert is no more. They got
I
hacked
know.
last fall. So Stephanie did, whatever the new wave term is, start a new program last Friday. It's called RAVE, R-A-V-E Alert, and it will work by itself or with Smart 911. I have no idea what Smart 911 is. So it's basically the same process by which you signed up for Red Alert. You just, I'll have this posted on our website. Just follow the links and it'll tell you how to sign up for it, so.
Okay, Ray,
We also have it at our desk up there, as people come in to pay the water bills, it's sitting right.
Okay.
To try to let the community know.
Okay, is it like an app, or is
Yes,
it?
it is
Okay,
an app, yeah.
just like
Just
the
like
red,
Red Alert,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Rave alert, okay,
Yeah, and then I will also make sure that CLB is aware so they can.
Yeah.
Put it on their website also.
Can we put something in our water bill letter?
you know, add it to the digitized,
Yeah.
okay,
You know, run it for a month or two, so.
The next item is for council consideration is pay request number 1 from Kanice Construction. It's for the next level trail project going out on, I'll just call it Lincoln City. The invoice is in the amount of $109,743.14.
can you repeat that, I'm sorry, because I haven't found the paper yet, 109,
That's kind of separate.
Okay.
Should be right there to your left.
oh, there it is, right there to my left, I apologize.
Yep. And it's the.
I got it.
Number of the 109.
And then we are participating in the next level trails grant, which is an 80-20 grant, so we'll be paying 20% of that.
Okay, but we need to approve the 109.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, so I believe this is set up like NDOT's, Jane, correct me if I'm wrong, but
yes.
we pay it and get
Yes.
reimbursed.
Okay,
It is a reimbursement, so.
Okay.
After it's approved tonight, we will pay them, and then I will submit the form.
to get the 80% back. Okay, all right, so I make a motion to approve a bill for the trail, the Lincoln Discovery Trail, to Kanice Construction in the amount of $109,743.14.
Second.
The first from Trish and a second from Mike to pay Kenise. Any other discussion on this? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Let it be known it passes 4-0.
Thank you. And just for council information, I am the project representative, so we won't be getting any bills for inspection or anything like that. As a project update, I think I gave the council brief update at the last council meeting. They're about 1,700 feet into 3,500 total. Basically what they've done, started out at Lincoln Boyd Memorial and have just stripped off topsoil, prepped the subgrade for stone and sand. So that's all they've done. They've had a couple of snags with grade stakes, et cetera. So the engineer or the surveyor is supposed to be back out there today to set up their grade stakes. So, but they're moving along. I mean, they're waiting to get all this done. They've got one smaller culvert pipe to put in and a large 42-inch, and then they will do the subgrade prep over there. And once they get all that done, they'll come back and do all the paving, which makes sense. So.
I apologize for this question in case you have answered it in the past. What is the predicted finish date? Is there, I mean, I know weather, I know all that, but
Yeah.
I'm thinking school starts,
Yeah.
as a teacher.
I would say at this rate, they will be done by July,
Okay,
yeah.
so
Again,
hopefully by
weather
the time
providing.
school starts.
Contractually, we gave them 280 days to completion, so, and I
Yeah.
think they're about 120 days of that. right
Okay,
now. Yeah.
good, thank you.
That is all I have under trails.
Okay, and then we can move on to streets.
Street Department, I wanted to let the council know, actually, there are two employee issues to mention tonight, so I'll knock them both out here. So we did have a wastewater employee resign back in March, so we're in the process of replacing that position at this time. We did hire, if you recall, we budgeted last year for a new employee in the street department. So we did hire an employee, his name is Jalen Simmons, and he's been on the job a couple weeks now and doing a really good job, so.
Good.
Is he from the area?
Yes, he has a residence in Chandler, but he's residing in Rockport.
So we know southern Indiana.
Yeah, I think his original mailing address was Chandler, but he's actually residing in Rockport. And I think it's his ultimate goal to reside in Rockport long-term, so.
Hey, a street question. That hole that I keep talking about that nobody seems to know exists, the one in front of Key Associates that goes into the village, there's the dip, there's some, it's been partially filled with the, whatever you guys fill potholes with. Did we do that? Did NDOT? And it's only partially filled and, okay,
As far as I know, NDOT did that.
okay. Unless somebody just
The
did
one that I
it.
described to them was not that one.
Okay, so this is the bump right before you get into the village, right in front of Key
So I thought the
Associates.
first one you said was right at Subway and the Visitor Center. That's the one that I reported.
It's sort of there. It's a little bit further down. It's more in front of Key, but it's got stuff in it, but it's only
It's in the turn lane?
partially, yes. So when you get in the turn lane going into the village, there's a real bad, you'll notice it.
That's odd that you said, because I did get notification. I was looking at my email before the meeting tonight, and they said it has been fixed.
No, it's been partially fixed. You
Let's
still
go
a
on,
bump
stay
there.
track.
Yeah,
I'll re-report it.
yeah, just, I mean, it's like well, there's a word I would use, halfwayed it.
Yeah, gotcha. So that's actually a good lead into my next topic. So
Awesome.
we did attend the safety summit, which NDOT appears to be doing annually now. And as we previously mentioned, it's their goal to reduce fatal off-road departures, fatal crashes to zero. Pretty lofty goal, but it's a worthwhile goal. So it's a collaboration between the state and local governments to take advice, take quotes from that community, say, hey, what's some of the safety hazards that you see? Lighting, we've talked about, blind curves, line of sight distance, so that's what we do. I did submit Kevin's list. Kevin, if you would indulge me, I did have a question. I thought I had it fixed, but NDOT didn't agree with me too. You had on there, I've got way too many papers, excuse me. You had from North County Road 475 East to Ashburn Road on Highway 162 to 35 miles an hour. I was confused by that, and so was NDOT.
I think what I asked for, that we reduce the speed limit from roughly Kimball out there, start pacing it down, and by the time you get to Casper, we're down to 35 mile an hour.
Now,
all the
that's
way
your
through-
number one. That's what
Okay.
you have for number
And
one.
then all the way through town, and as we're making the left heading north back towards Ferdinand, keep it at 35 till we're past.
Gotcha. That makes sense now. Yeah, I'll contact them and let them know. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so,
Then I was also concerned about heading towards Dale up to our, fire station, having it 35 coming back in.
I don't see that on here.
Maybe I missed
Anyway.
that part.
I will also make a note of that.
What I'm trying to do is reduce the speed
In the,
within the town,
No, and that's exactly what
comply.
Eli was looking for, so.
like other communities and Jasper and Ferdinand and.
Dale?
We also made them aware of the Casper crossing, the Louis J. Cook crossings down here, both at the Holiday Boulevard and L.J. Cook Boulevard, and gave them a reason why we're doing that.
The crossing,
Pedestrian traffic.
we need that so
holiday,
bad.
Summer season coming up, so. So yeah, they've taken that and they are working on it as we speak.
So
Awesome.
they were okay with the flashing lights like I asked for? and-
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Good.
like I said, it's in the machine, it's being tumbled around and all that being
Good.
worked on. Now, I still think we will probably want to start looking for some grant funds, which I will be, working with Laura Slusher with LTAP, don't ask me what the acronym means, but, to find some grant money. We applied last year for the planning grant and just missed it by a mark, so. we're gonna
Now, we were
reapply again.
thinking about possibly trying to use some of that money tied down with the park when we're doing the road changes through there. Too,
As
so-
part of the community crossings grant, you
Correct.
mean? Okay. Yeah.
But I take the money either way.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to give the council a brief update, they also do explain annual, crash reports. So in 2025, there was a total of 123 crashes in the county. There was 1 fatality. There was 18 injuries. 56 of those were roadway departures. There was 49 animal crashes, 7 left turn crashes, 2 rear end crashes, 64 dark roadway crashes, 27 wet road crashes, 13 intersection crashes, and 8 gravel roadway crashes. So they've been monitoring that. See, this one goes back to 2021. So again, just give the council an idea of what we do once we
And
do
they,
these things.
they do that as a county. They don't break it down into, because I'd be interested in, with the amount of traffic we get,
Yeah.
what percentage we are, but they do it as a county, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So they're saying that,
They've got a breakdown for every intersection.
yeah.
Do they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
James has access.
Yeah, and it's
Okay.
in this packet as well, how to
Yeah,
find
they-
that. Yeah,
They can tell you exactly every action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's how they always shut us down on getting a signal at Christmas Lake.
Yes.
They pull it up, and they pull it up on their computer and say, there's not been enough
Right.
fatal accidents, fatal or high-speed accidents at that interchange, so that's the reason we
yeah.
do
That's why we're a one-stop light
That
town.
request goes back years.
Yeah.
I can remember that,
Decades.
Kevin remembers
Decades.
doing that for
Yeah.
20 years, I think, trying to
Decades.
get light.
I was included in that one intersection too.
So, yeah, so they say the total crashes were up 18%, overall, and then compared to Spencer County's average is down 1%.
Yeah, people ask about the stoplight that we have down there, but the reason that light's there is because Holiday World paid 100% to put that
Yes.
stoplight in and to redo the intersection. So, because it didn't meet the warrants.
Russ, can you forward that on
I
to
surely
all of
can.
us when you get time?
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a whole packet full of all kind of links of people to talk to and different types of information. I believe, I don't know what all this means, either ArcGIS, does that ring a bell to anyone? I think that's another clearinghouse for data like that. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the state's equivalent to RGIS.
there you go.
That's where you can go and find all the mining permits, oil permits, active oil wells, and all that good stuff. RGIS is the state's. version of it.
I think we're more concerned about the accident report percentages and that, and just see if we can figure out how much our community's part of that.
Yep. That's all I have under street unless the council has questions.
Okay, I don't have anything.
Nope.
Guys? Or Trish?
Nope,
I have nothing
Okay.
under the industrial park. I don't know if Mr. Patton has
it
anything.
includes me.
So the surveyor sent me a picture, I forwarded it on to Russ, they were supposed to be setting pins this past Friday, was it Friday? They were gonna set pins, so we should be ready to close that before your next meeting. Surveyors were finalizing, they just wanna make sure we had enough space around our lift station where they were gonna set pins around it, so. So yeah, I should be getting it done this week, hopefully, get that done. I haven't been down there to see, have you been down there to see if they flagged the
I have not.
county road or anything? I don't know if they got the county road down or not, I told them the 6 acres of the middle, I have 6.
So it wouldn't be, I just drove through there today, but it wouldn't be, it would be deep in there, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be along the roadway, would it? Along,
Well, the one that, where they're doing the road, yes, because you.
no, yeah, I didn't see anything today. But,
they
So
have
the
done-
property
I
that
told them
we're-
to do the 6 acres first.
yeah,
And then do the roadway.
Okay.
Because the 6 acres is more time sensitive since we've been sitting on it.
Yeah.
So I'll follow up with them.
so it should be all the way up to the Buffaloville Road. I mean, Mark's should be, and I don't think there was anything today.
Yeah, they'll typically mark the center and the rights of way, so if nothing else, you should see orange or purple or pink paint on the pavement out on Buffalo Road.
Okay,
Who do we have signed to do that, Kevin, again? The surveyors?
Cash Wagner.
Cash wagon.
Cash Wagner,
That's
okay.
what I had to go to because I have 2 others that never got back with me. They never got back with me either, but finally they did.
Yeah, they're good, they're good at what they do.
Okay, we're on the wastewater.
Wastewater, talked about item 1 already. Item 2, we do have the final square-up pay request from PPI, which is Performance Pipeline. They are the folks that did the pipeline rehab within the village. And let me shuffle through my pile here. Okay, so the final pay request for PPI is in the amount of $103,168.37. And that will be the final pay for them.
okay, I make a motion to approve the performance pipelining bill for $103,168.37. Did you guys find it? Okay.
First from Trish and a second for Brian, to pay performance pipeline in the amount of $103,168.37. Any other discussion on this? My only comment, this was a total project, what, $2,749,000, Russ?
Actually, we shadowed 3 million with some of the add-ons that we had, and I will have that number for you. Actually, $3,036,259 was total, is total.
And this, fixed how many, what percent?
We did
How many miles?
49,000 linear feet of pipe. We rehabbed 24 manholes and a different project, but the same folks, we redid the entire industrial park. So let me rephrase that. We rehabbed the parts in the industrial park that needed it. So I think we spent 50 or 60 grand, maybe it's 80 grand out there, so.
Okay, and this is from the original sewer pipes or clay pipes that were put in back in the 60s, 70s and that?
60s, 70s, and 80s, yes. Yeah.
Okay, and we're hope to go back to finish, continue working on this
And do
project.
the other 65 remaining miles.
Yeah, sometime in the future, so.
Yes, yes, it's a worthwhile endeavor. Again, for the reasons that I stated before, we reduced our I&I influx, and we've got an infrastructure that'll last for another 50 or 100 years, so.
Okay, and one reason why we're trying to do this is keep our sewer plant running efficient in bad weather and that, when we're having a lot of rainfall and that, so.
Exactly, and that leads to a whole plethora of benefits, like Kevin alluded to, wear and tear on equipment. It keeps our permit costs down, the lower our flows, the less our permits cost us each year. Obviously, surcharging manholes, going into the lake and the environment, et cetera, which again, I still have to temper that we're still gonna have those issues, just due to mechanical failure, catastrophic failure within the system, and we still have a lot of lines that are in as bad a shape or worse than what these were. We've just, like I said, scratched the surface on the work that needs to be done, so.
And the main thing, what we're trying to prevent as a town and council and utilities, is prevent a no ban situation that we had, what was it, 2000, 2005?
1998
Okay.
through about 2001, yeah.
Okay, so we don't wanna go down that path, give our community.
No, I didn't like being on the first name basis with the folks at the State House.
So,
No, I shouldn't say that. They actually worked with us very well. I worked out a deal with them. If I could remove theoretically X amount of gallons, they would give us 1 or 2 more permits or whatever, so we were able to work on it. So it was actually a good working relationship.
so once again, back to our bill, 103,000, we have a first from Trish and a second for Brian. Anybody else want to chime in for, not, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Let it be known, passes 4-0.
And we do have an invoice, I can't say this will be the final, but we have an invoice from CHA Engineers for the inspection and for making the as-built drawings for these projects in the amount of $3,052.50.
Make a motion to pay the Midwest Engineers, whatever their new name is,
CHA.
yeah, in the amount of $3,052.50.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a first from Mike and a second from Trish to pay CHA in the amount of $3,052.50. There's no other discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Let it be known, passes 4-0.
And I think Mike or someone asked last meeting or some time ago about the residual amount left. So after these two invoices are paid, there'll be $7,700 left in the capital expenditure. And again, those are the proceeds from bond refinance. And it's spoken for. I've got two guys that are gonna arm wrestle for it. That's all I have. I'm gonna defer number 3, I think, to Jane.
So we have discussed for a couple different meetings about getting a rate study done on the wastewater rates. Before you, I have a quote from London Woody. We had previously tried to get a quote from a couple different people. I reached Dr. Baker Tilly. I have followed up with them and they still have not given me a proposed quote for that. So
No,
London
this
Woody
isn't
has, done a quote for scope of services, and it's on the second page. The fees associated with this is $6,750. They will actually bill us for the actual time and the expenses occurred, so it's not going to exceed $6,750. It's gonna be whichever is less after they do the work. So, I think this has been discussed a few different meetings, so I propose that, you review this and make a motion to move forward with the wastewater rate study.
Okay.
So moved.
Have a first from Mike, a second from anybody else?
I'll second it.
Okay. Have a second from Trish. Any other discussion on it? Basically, what we're looking at is doing a rate study on our sewer, and so we can continue the work effort to continue making the town a better place. Our last rate study increase was what, 2016, 2014?
Seemed like it was early, it might have been 2014. Yeah, I think it was 2014. I think it was
Okay.
2014.
It's been a while,
It's been a while.
longer than what you had resolved at that time.
Yeah.
At that
I
point,
see.
you said you were going to do it every 3 years.
It's been every few
So you
years.
didn't have an exorbitant rate increase to.
Okay, if there's no other discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Let it be known, passes 4-0. Once again, this is just a rate study. We're looking at numbers, see what we can do.
Making sure we stay solid. So underwater, we have a couple of things, but before we get there, just let the council know, I did distribute my monthly utilities report. Any questions on it?
Nope.
Nothing really out of the ordinary, other than, I think I mentioned this to somebody, that the water line project is complete. They're just doing general cleanup and punch list items at this point.
If I'm not mistaken, you were going to get a safety coordinator. It looks like you have one now.
Yes,
Yay,
yes. Aaron Emburn is now the second safety coordinator.
Good.
And again, they coordinate with me, town council, anyone else that has any safety concerns. Thankfully, we have not seen IOSHA yet, and hopefully we never will. Typically, it's kind of an unwritten thing, they don't mess with city and town governments, but it's happened, so, we don't take that for granted, so. That's all I have, other than the folks that are here to discuss the easement on 1800.
okay.
We currently have here in our ordinance, the Poons and the Morris. Is it just you, Cindy? Okay, and Mr. Morris, okay. We have both of them here. Pardon
The
me?
other half.
The other half, okay. We have them here. We're here to discuss a concern that Cindy has brought up concerning our waiver with our town. If you like, have any comments, ask everybody to go to the microphone and state who you are.
You have a copy of the application? Actually, I don't, I have it highlighted, I just have two copies, but this is what the language we'd like to see removed.
Okay, we'll look at this together. This is the line she's talking about. We're okay. You got an extra? Okay, speaking of that one, I know what we're talking about here.
Okay.
Jane, have one?
I'm Cindy Morrison,
You sure?
and I
No,
am
she doesn't.
representing my husband and I, Adrian Morrison, and Alan and Wilma Poon, and Ray and Sylvia Kern, who weren't able to make it tonight. But we're here tonight to address an issue on 1800 North, where our properties lie. We believe we were not fully informed when an easement was obtained from our properties. Not all information was disclosed. We asked this board to remove the language in letter D, which would also affect E and F on there. Because on this water application, it says that in consideration for service to the property may be annexed by the town of Santa Claus, and that we will not at any time or in any way object or remonstrate against the annexation of said property by the town of Santa Claus. This was not disclosed to us before, and we gave the easement to everyone, or to you all, and were offered a free tap-in, which we thought was wonderful because we would appreciate water out there. But a tap-in does us no good if we have to promise you that we're going to annex our land. So we would not have allowed the easement had we known that. And we had talked to Ray and Sylvia Kern and encouraged them to also allow the easement. So therefore, we feel like we definitely, whether it was intentional or not, I'm sure it wasn't, but it should have been disclosed to us beforehand. Because now, my husband and I, well, we have 54 acres and a 6-acre lake out there, and we bought this for an investment for recreation, hunting, cropping, and a place for farm animals if we so wish. And our neighbor's land is all farming and agriculture, Ray and Sylvia Kern out there. So we would appreciate if this board would take into consideration to remove that so that we can use our easement, because as I said, the tap-in, so we could use the tap-in, does us no good if we can't have the water service. We don't want to take a chance that our land would be annexed. Maybe in the future, someone past our lifetime may decide they want that, but that's not the purpose of what we purchased our land for. We did go to the water board meeting, and they did agree that it needed to come before this board. They voted in favor of it coming before this board. So does anybody have any questions for me?
I do. This, on a letter that we have, it says the oldest record of this was 1998. Are all of these situations current situations with the Kern, the Pund, and the Morrison?
The easement of the properties were just obtained currently from our properties out there on 1800
Okay, so these are
North.
all-
That was the project that you all just
Okay.
completed. you know.
Because, you know, the newness of it, to me, is one of the big, we can't retro
Right,
this document, you know?
I
Okay.
understand that.
Okay,
but,
that's my only
you know,
question.
Had
Anything else?
the application came with the easement and then the information about the tap-in fee, we would not have agreed to the easement. No, we wouldn't have agreed with the easement.
Okay, that's
because
my
of the
only question,
annexation.
because, you know, this has been around for a long time.
Right.
And so in retrospect, I absolutely disagree that we would remove that from all previous situations. I don't know anything else. That's,
I mean, the Boone's already waived it. When they connected our water in 2016, they waived it. We got a recorded agreement with the Boone's.
Oh.
They waived it.
Yeah.
so that's an,
Yeah,
that is in retrospect, okay.
that's already done. The Boone's have already waived it.
But for Ray Kern
Yeah, you
and,
can join your wife.
but for Ray Kern and Sylvia and Adi and I, it was not. And had we known that information, like I said, we would not have granted the easement, you know, and I feel like there's a lot of farmers and agriculture land that would like to have water, but they have no choice to get water if they have to agree to, and a future possibility of annexation. And I know I was told it probably wouldn't happen, but I don't want probably. I want to know my investment is protected. So, because in here, when it states at any time, so that could be tomorrow, you know?
Could be tomorrow, could be the next day.
Right.
Something I would like to add myself, I'm Adrian Morrison, property owner on 1800 North. Actually, Paul was, used to be Midwest or whatever, came to talk to me about possibility of easements. And I actually talked to my neighbors there. You know, it's an asset to us, it's an asset to definitely the town of Santa Claus. And there was never a mention about annexation that ever came up till I wanted to come and get a meter. And I came to the clerk treasurer's office and I had to get a copy of a service agreement and a copy of the deed. And then they give me this paper, and the first word that I heard about annexation was when I come to want water.
To get it.
But not a word of this was said beforehand. To me, it wasn't right. That should have been one of the first things. Should have been brought up when they wanted easements on our properties.
And now we've invested 2,200 feet of
Yeah.
water line that we have put in
I put it in
from the
myself.
meter up to go. So we've got that
And,
investment in there right now too. That if we don't get to hook into water, we could have ran that from our lake, which is what Alan and Wilma did for years, and we were considering doing, you know.
I put in 2,200 foot, did it myself because I do stuff like this. Put the best pipe I could in, and brass fittings, the whole 9 yards. But a neighbor, for 900 foot, he got a quote of $20,000, just to give you an idea if I would have hired it done. And, but like I said, the only thing that disappoints me was not a word. This word annexation was never brought up from the start till I came to want my meter put in.
I want to speak a little bit.
Alan, I need you to go.
I don't like doing that.
I know. It's because it's recorded.
It's recorded.
Since it's, yeah,
I'm not very good about this.
that's okay. It's recorded, that's why.
I didn't take the speech class in college. I refused it. But the situation is, you took a 12-inch water line across our property, which is a benefit to the town of Santa Claus, right? It's gonna go all the way into Mariah Hill. Am I correct?
Yes, which benefits Mariah Hill also.
Also,
Yes.
yes. But why do we have to pay the penalty of being annexed when we bought this property in 1985? To have, you know, our hunting rights and just the privacy and that part of it. It's a benefit to the town of Santa Claus to service the whole town of Mariah Hill, right?
Right.
So I guess that's my point. It's like, we're doing a service for you guys, obviously. I wouldn't mind, I would say you can have 30 foot in case you ever have a problem with the water line. You can always get on that 30 foot of property, right? Or whatever you need to fix a line if you have issues. But to go out, my land runs almost into Mariah Hill. You know, you buy it for a reason. Obviously, I would think a lot of you people buy country ground to have your privacy and all that. So I think it's a benefit to town of Santa Claus. And I just feel like we did a service for you guys. It is a service to us also to have that line. But to have control over all of our ground, that's an issue. And I'm sorry. But It wasn't explained exactly the way it should have been. And that's the way I feel about it. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Scott, do you want to, or Wilma?
First off, I think there was an email went out. If you got a chance to watch our YouTube of the meeting. Just to recap, the board did vote unanimously to have you review this language. And if you watched it or whatever, you saw that. But basically, we're somewhere, motion that recommends removing the language in the application and agreement regarding waiving the obligation for annex for outside water services. That pretty much says it. If you would, I'd kind of like to give you this is not the board's take, this is my take. I've been president of this board since it started in 2008. And a lot's changed since 2008. If you back up, Santa Hill, Santa Claus came together about that time. And that instantly expanded our water system. And I will say, I think that mutual joining of those two utilities was a win-win for both. I don't think there's any question about that. Then, on top of all that, we decided to go into the water business. So we spent $5 million putting wells in the ground, running pipe, putting in the treatment plant, and we did all that. Then, we're now in the end of a almost $7 million expansion, primarily focused on getting the water out of the water plant, putting it somewhere. The Mariah Hill line wouldn't have happened as quick as it did if there weren't a few circumstances. We got some grant money to help with this project, with the big lines that come up, 162 and the one that goes up past the water tower and hooks back into our Patoka line. Because those lines made it possible for us to get water to Mariah Hill. And then on top of all that, we took over, a mile and a half Patoka line? Mile and a half, maybe 2 miles. A Patoka line when we moved that pit from out here over to that corner. All of this is done, the holiday world's nice, the schools are nice, the industry's nice. But our water system functions and builds off the residential customers. Our direct residential customers are what makes this system work. They buy the same amount of water all the time. There's almost once you get it there, there's almost nothing, okay? We might decide to make a little fancier meter or do something like that, but it's there. It's there for the next 100 years, okay? That place isn't gonna close. There's gonna be somebody in that house, okay? I like to say, the amusement and the campgrounds and all the tourism, that's icing on the cake. But those residential customers, they're the cake. They're what makes everything go. And I think it's time that this requirement went away. I think it's outdated for our water system now. If you look where our water system goes, we go within 10 feet of Dale's lines. We go to the south, 1,100, 1,000 down there somewhere. I can't even remember how far it goes that way. It goes way down south. pretty much, except on the east side of 162, it's our water, you know? And I just think, you know, I'm not saying sewer, because I just sit here and listen to Russ, you know? That's an animal I don't ever want any part of, okay? Yeah, I'm glad he keeps that one. But I think when you look at what we've done, and, you know, I don't know what the future's gonna hold, but, you know, if we expand in the future, that's, you know, that's gonna make our system better. There's a tremendous overhead cost with having that plant, those wells, and the things that make it go. You know, even the new water towers, you know, those things, time you turn around, IDM shows up and says, oh, you gotta spend $100,000 on that thing? Oh, great, just love it, you know? But I think it's the time, okay? You know, we're building something for people to come and use. And I think your wording in this agreement and in the addendum that gets filed is telling them don't come. That's my 2 cents. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. You know, we have lots of capacity. We can make lots more water than we do. You know, our plant, the last 2 months, runs a couple days a month. You know, it just sits there. It ain't got nothing to do.
Okay. Question for you, Scott.
Sure.
If we weren't able to get an easement, we can go to the county road, correct?
And I will reiterate what I reiterated in our water board meeting. And let me say, what I just said really has nothing to do with the Mariah Hill line, okay? As I told them getting water off the Mariah Hill line was just kind of, well, it happens to be there, so you get it, okay, if you want it. And greatly appreciate their easements. Their easements did not lead to, have nothing to do in there about annexation or zoning. Had they said, hey, I don't want to do the easement because I don't want to hook up because you have the annex, okay, which I have lines, we have lines in the water system we'd like to put in. We cannot put them in for that reason. We would have just put it in the gravel road, okay, or we would have gone another route. The whole discussion started with Kearns because we were planning on going down the gravel road when we first started, and we went, boy, he is not going to be happy because we are, I mean, if you go by his house, you know, his property sits like this on the road. And you don't put it in the middle of the road, you put it on one side or the other. So, you know, we're going to be like we are on his property, you know, and so that's when we say, well, let's approach everybody and see if we can get easements because it would make the process easier. We just needed from the curve, basically from the punds where that line stopped up to the new house with the, used to have a flush hydrant, now has a big shiny yellow fire hydrant up there. That was the part we had to get through. So yes, we would have just been in the road.
So the easement has nothing to do, though, with the annexation?
No. Now, they may have said, I don't want to give you an easement because if I give you an easement, then I want to get water, and I don't want to get water from you because you could annex my property tomorrow.
Okay, so it's the use of the water
Yes.
that, okay.
They are two separate things, but as a general rule, if we're putting a line through somebody's property, chances are that they will want water off of it. Now, the first part of that line coming down that road is in the town. Then it jumps, it's out of town once you go so far down there.
Okay, so your suggestion, though, doesn't, to take this wording out, the town is still grandfathered in every contract prior to right now?
I'm not a legal expert on whether you could pass an ordinance as we're not gonna do it. Whether you'd have to, I don't know. I'm not in favor of piecemealing it. Okay, Cindy and Eddie might not appreciate that. They're over there hoping for an exception. I think it's a big enough issue that you know, if you don't want to do it now, or you want to think about it, or you want to look at doing it a year from now, or see what impact it has. But you know, if somebody's part of the town, they're part of the town, you know, they're going to want their streets maintained, they want a police protection and all that. Our water goes beyond that, okay? I don't know, we might still provide some of those services, you know, because the communities, just like Max said a while ago, you know, we
Yeah.
had a house fire, and I know
Carter
Dale was
came.
here because I watched their trucks come and go. So you might have that, but, you know, water's paid by the ratepayers. There's not a taxpayer dollar spent on this water system. You know, we're gonna have spent, since I started, roughly $12 million on our water system. The taxpayers of Santa Claus did not pay one dime of that. The ratepayers of the water system pay it. Okay? Yeah, we got grants flowed through you. We spent the ARP money. Okay? You got to sign off on our bonds. Okay? But the water system pays them. You know? The rate customers of the water system pay all that. And, you know, heck, we help pay for part of this building because our bills are collected here. So,
I'd like to make a couple of comments, which are probably not going to be very much appreciated up here, but I think that the whole issue of annexation is not relevant to this situation. I see no benefit that the town of Santa Claus would have by annexing property that's in Mariah Hill. And I've felt that way before about this agreement, or about that provision of this agreement. Recently, if I'm not wrong, tell me, Kevin, the state of Indiana just changed the annexation laws in the state that said that no one can be annexed unless they request it. Now, I know these provisions were in that, so that Indiana law doesn't apply to this, but it could apply, what Kevin corrects me, to any future things, which will then, will have two different sets. So
Yeah.
I'm along with Scott. I don't think this
do
benefits
you
the
really
town.
want an annexation fight? I mean,
Yeah, it's not
if
worth
you're
it.
annexing somebody in today's world, it's because they've built something or going to build something that brings you tax revenue. If it don't bring you tax revenue and the two of you can't agree on it, why are you doing it? You know?
So I would be in favor of removing this clause for everybody.
As of now,
No.
Well, what would be
You're
the,
not gonna enforce it against anybody if you do that.
Yeah, I say, what?
so how do we go
Like
back
You can't.
We would never be able to,
all the way to 1998?
we just make some book, it just means you've never enforced it.
Yeah,
where are you gonna enforce it anyway?
yeah.
Well, yeah, I've done.
Yeah, you
have
need
to
to
go
go
to-
back to the mic
I've
again.
done accounts on the south part of town where we're looking at annexing the Ferguson property. I mean, we have enough back there that you could annex it. Because everybody's on our water and sewer and they've consented.
So then if we would decide to annex areas that have, they've already, all this has happened, if we decide to annex it and we cleared this, then we would have to petition them to allow annexation?
Well, they would have to petition that.
That's,
They
yeah,
would have-
Because actually, the provision in the agreement, which,
Okay.
like I said, I've got the Poons right here. What the Poon signed back in 2016 when they tapped onto the water says, Poon agrees that in further consideration of the provision of services by the town of Santa Claus, the real estate may be annexed by the town of Santa Claus in the future, and agrees that Poon shall not in any way object, remonstrate, or otherwise protest the annexation of the real estate, or any part thereof, by the town of Santa Claus. And Poon agrees that he or she shall execute a petition for annexation of the real estate upon request for such petition by the town of Santa Claus. Poon agrees that in further consideration of the provision of services by the town of Santa Claus, Boone shall not petition to alter the current zoning classification of said real estate, nor petition for a special exception or variance of use of the real estate without first obtaining the written consent of the town council of the town of Santa Claus, and waives any right to object or remonstrate against the town of Santa Claus exercising zoning control over the real estate. Couple of points.
Right.
First, it did start in 1998, which was before my time even. It started as a waiver of annexation. When the legislature changed it to where people had to petition, that's why it also was changed to include that if we ask them to sign a petition, they have to petition. The zoning control came down to, back whenever we wanted to exercise fringe zoning, and it was, we were told by the county, no, because they had to consent to it. You added that to this agreement in order to allow you, basically, anybody that taps onto our water or sewer, they have to come to the town before they can change zoning classification. If they want to put in a factory right on the edge of town, if they're tapping onto our water, they have to get, if they want to change.
Permission.
Yeah. Or if they want to do a special exception to put turkey barns right on the edge.
You have to go to the, you will have to go to the mic
That's the
too.
reasoning for that.
Also.
Let me,
Let me speak. Also, we had two similar situations, one with a turkey plant.
Well, that's whenever the town looked to exercise the 2 mile buffer zone, and the county shot us down and said, you will not ever be allowed to exercise a fringe. 6 months later is when Farbest put the turkey barns in, and had we exercised fringe zoning, that would have been in our fringe zoning. And everybody was coming to the town of Santa Claus saying, don't give them water. We don't want those turkey barns there. Why isn't the town of Santa Claus doing something about those turkey barns going in? So if you take this out, it means like, for example, on the Ferguson property, which is right on the edge of town, they could put turkey barns. They can go to the county and get zoning approval to put turkey barns right on the, or a hog lot, right on the, a confined feeding operation, right on the town border, within Christmas Lake, basically.
The other,
Christmas Lake surrounds that Ferguson property.
the other situation where it helped our community was the high wires, the power
Yeah.
plant. We forced them out of town into the county, so.
and let me just make my point again. I am only saying remove this for direct residential customers. Okay? That's the people that I want to see it removed for. If they're building a factory or they're building a turkey barn, and we can put all that in there for them. Okay? They don't want it here, they can move.
So as soon as it does-
Again, my point is, the water system wants and looks for direct customers. They are the people we want. Anybody else that is coming is gonna be coming wanting more than just our water, okay? And if they just want the water, well, that's fine. But my point was, I'd like to see this for direct residential customers, okay?
So-
I'm not talking about turkey barns, I'm not talking about factories. I'm talking about.
So-
No, I'm saying if the Poons wanted to put turkey barns on their property right now, they could.
Yes.
But if you don't have this provision in the contract, and
Right,
the Morrisons, a year from now, said, we're selling this, and they're putting turkey barns on that property,
right.
the county will approve. So I don't think the Poons want that, probably, but they could put turkey barns.
So yeah, what kind of clausing, what kind
Not
of,
this clause in the agreement.
yeah,
I think there's something nobody began with. I didn't come and ask you for water. You came to me.
Well, we already had an easement on your property.
Yes,
We had an easement on your
but-
property since 2016.
Nothing was explained.
Yes, we
Hey,
did. I've got it
that's,
right here.
that,
Yeah, we've had an easement on your property since 2016. I don't know why they got another easement. We already had a 20-foot easement on your property since 2016 when Al had the lot.
okay, if that's the case, I haven't signed nothing.
Yeah, you did. In
No, I didn't.
2016.
Adrian Morrison did not sign nothing.
Well, Bruce Sister says you did, because Bruce Sister notarized.
I didn't sign nothing.
Bruce
So
Sister
something's,
notarized.
something's kind of fishy here.
Well, here's my point. If you want 30 foot for the line.
That's just an easement.
Whatever it takes to use that line, and if anything needs to be repaired, that's fine. But don't take over a whole entire farm, you know, what I'm saying is annexed. The 30 foot, I understand, there may be repair work. Look, I laid the water line in 1970 papers to get the water line running down in here.
No,
Get
not
up
on
to
these,
the
they
farm.
tap on.
Yeah,
The Potomac is different.
Talking about, right, but I'm just saying,
Potomac's not
if you
municipal.
need 30 foot of easement, everybody would give you that. But because any of you guys sitting here, if you buy a piece of property, you're not gonna want your whole farm.
I think one of the biggest problems made here was they had, beforehand, when they projected the project, and like I said, it's a great asset to the area. And, but in a proper manner, the property owners where you need easements from, there should have been a meeting explained in detail what you wanted from all of us in detail, not wait till after the fact and once an annexation.
Well, I think what the council's trying to say is that the gaining of the easement is totally separate from this issue.
Yes.
Whenever you come under this clause in this agreement is when you want the
Tap in.
town to provide service.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with easement, nothing at all.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other discussion? I think I would like to table this till we have a full town council, where everybody can think about what we have coming forward from the water utility department, what the president stated from his meeting, what the customers have stated, and our attorney has stated, and so we can think about it ourselves. So I'd like to table this to our next meeting in June.
I think myself and another adjoining group, he's waiting to see what's going on before he will go to. That parcel line in, he's waiting for the, just like I did. Wait to see what happens here. He's the farm.
Yeah.
But we do have documents where we have an easement, so, from you folks.
To me, you know, it's you know, anybody that comes to ask for you water, present that, you know. I mean,
Present the paperwork ahead.
present the paperwork ahead of time. We didn't ask you for it. Anything else that comes before you that they want water, yes, I can understand that.
This happens all the time. It happened with our sign ordinance, happened in Christmas Lake Village with my daughter, where they bought a yard barn and then they got denied. It's like knowing where all this paperwork is, and I agree with you, it's difficult. Just,
I think the biggest thing, and I mean, I was told that in order for them to annex properties, they have to have 60% vote on whether they can annex properties or not, but that's not how that's written.
yeah,
You don't have a say. You tap it.
right, if you tap in,
I tap in.
You tap
I
in.
have a say.
Basically, the tap in that they offered us, it sounded so great, we're screwed over if we don't sign this, we don't get any water. You know, that's where I think it's very unfair, I think it should have went, the application should have said, hey, we'll give you a tap in, but you gotta sign this paper.
This project
That's where we have been
totally
totally
different.
misled.
okay. Well, the red tape of politics, which we have all experienced, we're gonna have to wait a month we're gonna have to work it through and look at all kinds of angles, so, but appreciate you guys bringing this to our attention. It's important to know everything.
My only other point would be is,
I think we need to be going to the microphone. I think we all need to be going to the microphone, whoever's supposed to speak.
That's recorded, that's the reason.
And we're live
Not
on
very good.
YouTube.
I guess if the town wants to expand, there has to be people good enough to give you that option to expand your water line, which is gonna be a big service, as I said earlier, to the town of Santa Claus. And we would have done that regardless, you know, for you, for the town. And you are trying to expand the water line from here to
Right.
all different areas.
That goes
So
back
if-
to the Santa La Hill agreement
Yes.
with the county, asked us to
Yes.
step up to do.
But if everybody would refuse, what happens, right? I mean, how do you expand it?
We wouldn't be able to expand without moving our utilities out into the areas that want our service.
Exactly.
The thing also too, by us running the additional water lines, that we are providing a fire service.
Yes.
And we just recently had a major fire here in our community,
Yep,
And
I'm
because
aware
of the
that.
water protection, it helps everybody's insurance rates stay low.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
with the new line going up Mariah Hill, wouldn't surprise me that should be some insurance benefits for everybody along that line.
Absolutely, it is. I've had some people explain that to me. But if everyone would not agree with an easement, how would you? Here's what we had to do back in the John Reynolds days, go down the middle of roads. And then you had, because some would not agree to it. And that's what we had to do, and then you had to replace the roads and all those services. So there's a lot more cost
Correct.
effect, is my point, I guess. So everybody has that option. But maybe we didn't look into it enough, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right,
Well, I appreciate everybody
We're glad you
coming
came.
this evening.
Thank you.
And, we're all gonna take it under advisement and discuss it again at the June meeting.
June.
We can't give advice. That's something that you would need to check with your attorney or other people. Okay, the next thing on our agenda is, town attorney.
And he's talking right now.
Kevin?
Okay, are you okay? Okay.
Kevin, I'd like to
Family
proceed on
emergency.
with the meeting, if we could.
Yes. You're up. Town attorney. Okay. Clerk treasurer.
I didn't originally have anything, but right before the meeting, I did receive a quote from Huss Signs. It's something I've been inquiring about, replacing our sign out in the front of the building. It's very antiquated, and we're starting to lose some of the, bulbs out of it, and the words are not as clear, and, Brian kind of has looked at it for us a couple times about seeing what kind of repairs and finding parts to repair it, in the future and all that, which, you know how things are when they're that outdated, it gets harder and harder to be able to maintain them and everything. So, I did get a proposal from Husk Signs. This is the same company that did the Associates, most recent sign. And, you can see the total at the bottom, and then there's some pictures on the next 2 pages of just, you know, a potential of what the sign could look like. We could change things if you didn't like the strand of lights, all of that, you know, is customizable. If we wanted to add a Santa's hat, we wanted to do something totally different at the top. But the top of the sign would be stationary, saying the town of Santa Claus with some sort of holiday themed, design to it. And then the bottom would be an electric sign.
It would not scroll.
It would not scroll.
Good.
It would be just like He Associates' most recent sign. that
Yes.
was just
Approved.
So, I don't know that I need any action tonight, but I am going to see about putting in a grant submission for, the cost of the sign through the Visitors Bureau grant and see, there are funds still available for this year, so I am planning on applying for that, for the sign and see, if we would receive that grant money, then, I would like permission at that time to move forward with, taking it to the APC board to see about getting a variance for our sign and going the proper channels from there. But for tonight, I just wanted to provide.
We don't need a variance. Town doesn't do it. Town, it's an official sign of the town.
She was denied before.
Well, I didn't take it to them before, but I did have a conversation about this sign, previously with Jeff Stillman, and he told me that that sign was grandfathered in and that it did not meet the sign.
The town is not governed by its own zoning.
Good, thank you.
The town council governs the zoning. So,
Good.
yeah, you don't need a variance.
There you
for a
go.
sign of the town of Santa Claus.
I
So,
think we should stay within the guidelines, what we have presented on to others, so.
Is this to replace the message sign up?
yes, which is terrible. The message sign out there's terrible.
That's just
You-
for that one, that squirrel.
That was provided by somebody.
It was, yeah.
Emergency people or something?
Yeah.
It was donated.
No, we need a better sign.
Under any restriction. I don't know how long it's been there. How long it's been there for, what, how many years? Not that
A long time, but you can't read it.
No, you can't read anything on that sign.
Kevin's right, that money came from a grant.
So, well, she said she's going to try to get a grant
Well,
for,
I just wanted to make sure we weren't under any restrictions.
Yeah, I can pull
How
it.
long we had to keep it.
Yeah.
Based upon them paying for the sign.
Right, I can pull
They
that.
provided the sign, I remember, it was
Yes.
health department or EDA or somebody.
Yes.
provided
It's
it.
supposed to go to the firehouse down there, but there was an ordinance that we couldn't put it
Right.
at this time, so they moved it up here. 'Cause we had one drawn up for the community center and the fire station.
Bye.
We were gonna put it, it's all drawn up, everything with us too, but then with the LEDs, caused the seniors, we couldn't put it there.
So I can review the contract and see if.
But we shouldn't.
I think it's been there,
I know.
for 5 years or something, we would have to keep it operational.
it's been here long,
There's been here longer than that.
much longer.
We lose track of time.
Yes,
It's been here as long as I've been employed, and that's 6 years.
Okay.
yeah, it's been here,
Been here 6 years.
it's been here for a long, long time.
Time flies. Yeah.
I
so
think it's
I don't
been here
know.
longer
I
now.
know we got that from health department or EDA or somebody gave us the sign.
Yeah, I have a binder in there that I can review.
Just
and
make
see.
sure there's no restrictions on how long we have to keep.
So does anyone?
Design-wise, it looks like,
concerns about
no,
the applying for a grant
No.
for this, or trying to move forward with something a little bit more
no,
professional and just.
no. Design-wise, take off the lights. It looks like ivy and put a Santa hat. That would be my suggestion. The lights are not, it looks like ivy.
Yeah, and we can do anything there, but
I like the Santa hat
You like the
insurance-
Santa hat?
on the insurance.
Yeah, the insurance company has a really cool Santa hat, the one down by the medical center. I think we need to keep our eyes and ears open to the permission that was given to the lit sign, because why does one person get that permission, other people don't? I'm just saying that on a side note. This sign has nothing to do with that. I'm talking about the Key Associate sign. Yes, I am. But our sign should be, okay. We don't have to worry about it in the town. Good,
No, it's not, if it's the town of Santa Claus's sign.
Good.
It's exempt from the zoning requirement.
good. Okay,
But as I
no
stated,
kidding.
that's even better.
That's great.
but as I stated, I think if we're forcing sign regulations on to our community, we should be following the same ordinance.
Well, the rules, but the Key Associate sign breaks all the ordinances.
But they went for, they got approved for that, correct?
Yes, they did, but it was, yeah,
Through, was it through the,
it was through the
The zoning?
APC.
I think it met all the requirements. What did it not meet the requirements?
It's electronic. There was not supposed to be any more electronic signs according to the rules that I was read.
No, it has to be within a certain distance of a residentially zoned area.
Mm-hmm.
And it's far enough away from residential.
So can other people do that too, all along there?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's why, yeah, I mean, that's why Casey's has one. That's why Circle has
yeah,
one.
okay. I just was wondering that. But I do agree.
See, the village wanted,
Christmas Lake was given a variance to put theirs down at the gatehouse, which they didn't end up doing.
So the town is far enough from residential areas as well.
That should be.
Our sign, okay,
Oh, yeah.
good,
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Yeah.
That's fine.
okay.
So I will keep you updated. I am going to see about getting some grant money first.
I'm
I'm
not,
gonna submit this proposal with a grant application and see if I can get some grant money to help, the cost of it.
I'm 99% sure we'd have to ask Todd, but I think the sign as it sits would meet zoning requirements.
Mm-hmm.
Even if, just replacing it, because it's not tall, it's not too tall.
Yeah.
It depends on, I can't see any reason it wouldn't.
Can it be taller like the Key Associate sign is? Can this one be taller if it needs to be?
Yeah, I just want to be
Okay, 20 feet.
Off the top of my head.
Okay, I know. I'm not holding you to numbers.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head, because then it's also measured by grade.
Right.
Street, all that good stuff.
Right. Do you have anything else, Clerk Treasurer?
No, I do not. The only thing I don't know if we want to discuss is the ski up.
That's what I have on miscellaneous. We decided that during this meeting, this month, we would appoint our CETA person.
Yeah, and one suggestion I made was Kevin and also Randy Bain. Did you get my email?
I did, I responded to it.
Okay, I didn't see that come back in.
Yeah, unfortunately, I appreciate the opportunity, but I can't do it.
Okay,
Okay.
The meetings are the daytime. and I still work, so.
Yeah,
I understand.
Yep.
That's the issue with the problem.
most people, yeah. And I suggested somebody, but that person did not talk to me about it, and none of you responded, so I didn't pursue it any further. So, Kevin Patmore, are you interested in the position on the CETA board, sir?
Am I interested?
No, would you take the
If
position?
you tell me to take it, yes. I might suggest you might want to check with two of the people who won the nominations.
Oh.
That are coming in as council members.
I know that,
They might be interested in it.
I know that one has office hours on the days of the CETA meeting, and I know the other one works full-time.
Well, he can alter his office hours probably, but I mean, if you tell me to do it, I'll do it, obviously. I've been your attorney for over 25 years.
Yes,
If you tell me to do it, I will.
let's force Kevin.
Let's have Kevin do it on a temporary basis till we come up with
For the first
somebody.
year or something, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Will you let Christie know, or will I let Christie? Okay, I nominate Kevin Patmore to serve the town of Santa Claus on the CETA board, SCEDA.
When do they meet?
Tuesday mornings, 9 a.m. typically, but not every. It's once a month, second Tuesday?
So it was
I can look back. Let me look back.
That's fine. That's, I mean, I just have to know to clear up my schedule.
Yes, I know.
Whatever days they have.
I can like, it's in
I got it.
that we approved.
Yeah, I've got it here. It was, yeah, it looks like it was the 3rd, because the first one was January 20th, the second was February 17th.
Well, I guess the county has to accept it as their nominee.
Yeah, well,
They may not,
yeah.
very possible.
Yeah, that would be the 3rd Tuesday, 9 a.m., and it was being held at the, I call it the 4-H Center. What's it? What's the other name? So, do you want me to inform Christie?
I can.
You want, okay.
Do you want
I do
to?
too. I don't mind informing Christie. Christie, I don't mind informing.
Just have a motion to nominate, so we need to.
Do we have a second? We have a first and second from Trish. And Mike, put Kevin on
Thank you, Kevin.
CETA until the end of the year. Any other discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Let be known, passes 4-0.
The only thing I've left is vouchers unless someone else has.
Randy, I appreciate you
Considering.
considering.
Appreciate you.
I got busy this afternoon, I didn't check back with my email, so. Okay, one other thing, on this, Kimball thing, Kevin, can I sign since I abstained?
You're still the executive.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
Yeah, you're just signing as the executive.
okay, thank you.
Good question.
I just wanted, from the sign ordinance, exemption from the sign ordinances, one of them is all signs or other devices necessary for convenience and safety established or erected and or maintained by the federal, state, county, or highway, street utility, or other departments. Basically, well, because every one of our street signs would violate the sign
Yeah.
ordinance.
So it's town.
They don't need setbacks, they're right on the street.
Good news. Good news.
So anyway, I just wanted to, yeah, that's always been an exemption.
That's good. Thank you for sharing that.
Okay, Jane,
Okay, I've got general vouchers in the amount of $110,098.16.
Make a motion to approve general vouchers, $110,098.16.
Have a first from Trish and a second from Brian, for the general voucher, $110,098.16. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Let it be known, passes 4-0.
I have wastewater vouchers in the amount of $172,899.82.
Make a motion to approve wastewater in the amount of $172,899.82.
I have a first from Trish and a second from Brian. Pay the wastewater voucher in the amount of $172,899.82. Any other discussion on this? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Let be known, passes 4-0.
I have payroll vouchers in the amount of $101,807.46.
Make a motion to approve payroll at $101,807.46.
Have a first from Trish, and a second from Mike to approve the payroll voucher in the amount of $101,807.46. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Let be known, it passes 4-0. The only thing we're gonna be doing now is signing some vouchers. And then we will adjourn.
Then you do have a redevelopment meeting.
Yeah.
Well,
See ya.
See ya.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks, Scott.
See you, Zach. You too.
Max, keep me abreast on the Goodorfs.
Yeah, me too.
Just send out a text or email to everybody.
That title and Jane,
Yeah,
I got the address.
okay.
overnight. I'll do it in black, so it looks like. This color.
Sit on the voucher.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't do, but I'll make sure they know.
Can I entertain a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Have a first from Brian and a second from Mike, to adjourn our meeting for this evening. Thanks for coming, everybody. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Let be known, passes 4-0.
We're gonna stay live for the redevelopment meeting to follow.
See ya.
See ya.
So I'm gonna start out, roll call for the redevelopment meeting. Jason Little, absent. Patricia Hall,
Here.
Kevin Burke,
Here.
Michael Johannes.
Here.
Brian Warren.
Here.
Also present, attorney Kevin Patmore and clerk treasurer Jane Munson.
Welcome to the redevelopment meeting.
You would be chair, I think, isn't it? She's chair, right?
Yeah.
Because Jason's not here.
Yes.
Jason's the chairperson. You're in charge.
Yes. So,
Brian Warren's vice.
Oh, you're vice.
yeah, so
Oh, I'm
vice,
sorry,
go
I thought
Brian
you were
Warren.
vice. I'm sorry.
We don't do,
You're in
just,
charge.
just
You're
say
in
what
charge.
business do we have? Yeah.
See what the heck's going on here. As you recall, each year, you have to pass a resolution, and then I have to send notices to all the other taxing units concerning the allocation of TIF funding. So I have up for your consideration, Resolution 2026-01, resolution of the Town of Santa Claus Redevelopment Commission, 2026 budget year determination for TIF revenues. And in this, you are resolving that with regard to the amusement and commercial allocation area, that you do wish to retain, or you need to retain 100% of the TIF revenues that are captured.
So I'll make a motion to approve the,
Resolution 2026-01.
right.
I second that.
Okay, we've got a first and second. Any other discussion? All right. All ayes? Everybody?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? All right, passes 4-0.
Now I have for your consideration Resolution 2026-02, resolution of the Town of Santa Claus Redevelopment Commission 2026 budget year determination for TIF revenues. This concerns the industrial park allocation area, and you are resolving here that you do need to retain 100% of the captured assessments.
So moved.
Second it.
Got a first, second. Any other discussion? All right. Everybody in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? All right, aye. Passes 4-0. I'll make a motion to adjourn. Do we have to sign first?
Did you adjourn?
No.
You don't have to sign the meeting, the vouchers are the ones that have to be signed.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
You can adjourn.
We have a
Okay.
second. Johanna seconded it.
Okay,
We're adjourned. Tell them we're, take a vote to adjourn.
now you have to take a vote. Say all in favor.
Do what now?
Say
All
all
in
in favor.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're adjourned.
You are adjourned.
We are adjourned.